way you introduce somebody. That was pretty good. It seems like now Alabama is different when they forgot Monday. I spoke to the Alabama Crimson Tide right before they won the national championship. Can't remember what town we were in when we won that thing. Yeah, working with Coach Saban, I always say this when I speak. My mic, I have to turn this one on. Working with Coach is a little bit different than you think. Here's a typical, I think I'm on now. Can you guys hear me okay in the back? Here's a typical day with Coach Saban. Hey Coach, what do you want me to say to the team? And this is usually what I get back. How to blank do I know? If I knew what to blank to say, I would have said it. Roll Tide. He's been, I tell you what, he's been like my brother. No one could treat him. Let me tell you, just this isn't my talk. Nick Saban cares. That's different. That's the difference. The homes, no one knows the number of homes he's built, the number of things he's done, the way he cares for people. That's what people really don't know about him. And that's one of the reasons why I love being part of what he's doing. I love being a part of Alabama. I call myself the Alabama house band, so that's pretty good. Hey, do you mind if I teach you some of the things that we taught those good boys down in Alabama? Is that okay with all you guys here today? What this talk is all of my talks are in something called cognitive psychology. Listen to this phrase, I said to myself. That's really what we're going to get into today. I was running a little bit tight today because I got up in the morning. Last week, a gentleman from Tulane got hurt his neck, got hurt real bad. I don't know if he's been paralyzed or not. I called that coach and I said, and I'm friends with him, he was a coach for the Saints, Curtis Johnson. I said, Curtis, I'm coming over there because I want to talk to your boys about what they say to themselves. I want to talk to all of you guys about just that phrase. I said to myself. You talk to you. And I just like to know when you talk to you, what kind of things are you saying? Now, there's a conversation we're having when there's changes that happen, when the market goes different, we have challenges. We talk to ourselves. Oh, if I could just eavesdrop on that conversation with you and start to listen in, and if I could direct it, I said to myself. I now do it out loud. That's one of the things I do. I walk right in airports. I was out in California. I was in LA yesterday. I walked in that airport, headed here to be with all of you guys. I walked in the airport. I now speak out loud. I didn't hear me. I go, Kevin, if you're easy going, this can be easy. Life and death is in the tongue. If I get to this place and if I hold my peace, I will arrive in peace. I say it out loud. Used to be if you talked out loud, they thought you were a fruitcake. But with these cell phones and earpieces, you blend in. Don't you worry about that. But I'm telling you, I just walk around and I just say it out loud. How about that first LSU game, and I'm on the elliptical machine, and I got my babies with me, and Saban comes right on me and says, "What are you going to say to get ready for this game?" He was on game day. He goes, "See a little, see a lot. See a lot, see nothing." I screamed at the screen. He stole my line again. My little girl said, "You stole it somewhere." I said, "I'll ground you, girl. You don't shut that mouth." Talking to you. Conversation. I said to myself. Oh, if I can get you to start listening to that and directing it. In Tuscaloosa, we have ways that we talk to ourselves. I said to myself. I'm going to talk to you about that today. Now watch, can I lay this next line on you? Events don't cause what you feel, that conversation you're having does about those events. Please start paying attention to that. It's not the events. If a man gets on the lottery for millions and millions of dollars, and on the same day, a man's in an accident, and he's in a wheelchair, and we have dinner with those two men at the 3-year anniversary of those two events, one of those men, in 80% of the cases, is going to sit there and tell you, I found peace. One of those men is going to sit there and tell you, my life works in some way. And another one of those men, in 80% of the cases, is going to sit there and tell you, I'd have to prove to be depressed. Who's who? Come on, somebody. The man who's telling you that he found peace is sitting in that wheelchair in 80% of the time. How do you explain that? Somebody could even be married who you're married to and be happy. Love somebody. I got to go now. I got to go. I was with him to this point. And overdo it. Hey, I'm going to let you know one thing about marriage. I learned something. It took me a while to learn this. The person you dated is not the person that you married. You dated their representative. I didn't know that. If I come home and there's my wife read that book by Dr. Laura, How to Feed Your Man, my life ain't been worth nothing. If I come home, my wife said, "What's that white powder on your shirt?" "Crack cocaine." "Put that in the water." If I tell her that's powdered sugar from a cookie, all hell breaks loose. Who I dated, I would make chocolate when I dated her. Talking to you. Hey, you know, the immigrant comes to our country. You know, there are 5 times more likely to become a millionaire, a legal immigrant, than somebody born here. Can I tell you why? They talk to themselves different about our country than we do. Over there, they said anything that happened over there, the economy you call them bad, people kill them for it. But you listen to TV long enough here, you swear to goodness we go to hell any minute. How do you talk to you? Can you become, see, we had this phrase we use in Tuscaloosa. Casualness causes casualties. If you're casual about what you say to you, if you just let anything pop into your head, you're in trouble. But if you can direct it, and I'm going to lay this out, I'm just setting the table today. I'm not even serving you my main course yet. I'm trying to get you to pay attention to if I can direct the things I say, if I can be deliberate about the things I say, if I can let this thing be driven and get deep down into my spirit, I have a whole new ballgame. I said to myself, events don't cause what you feel. I got this off my bio, but I worked for a little bit for the Cleveland Browns. We got that on off of there. And they were in a playoff game. They won a playoff game. They called me in to be out there. And events don't cause what you feel. I said to myself, I'm still setting the table. I'm just still laying down the silverware. We ain't even got the food yet. But these guys will pick me up at the airport. He doesn't pick me up. I'm calling. Where's my guy? I call and they said, give you the number. He's not picking up. I walk over to the facility. I get a ride over there and I walk in. Hey, Coach Coach Davis. Events don't cause what you feel. How do you talk to you? So I walk in. I go, Coach, who's that guy? You know, the guy you told me to call. The guy that's the director of security. The guy that's going to pick me up. Where's my guy? That guy's little girl came in the room last night, in the middle of the night, cutting Mom. I said, my little girl comes in my room all the time, middle of the night, like to drive me crazy. He picked back up. He said, this little girl didn't feel well. He thought she had the flu. He gave her a night before she didn't have the flu. She had diabetes. His little girl passed away last night. I'm sorry, you had to wait. And I still think the little girl came in my room so many times after that. Let's break this down. Because I started talking to me different about my little girl. How are you talking to you about your family? How are you talking to you about this job? How are you talking to you about your maker? How are you talking to you? You can change that. You got to quit blaming other people. It's that conversation. I was saying before, oh, I'm going to be miserable tomorrow. Now I should have still got my baby girl. Come on. Boy, that was so good. Bells go off when I started thinking. It's good down here. I need a tingle. That's the best about New Orleans. Championship bells go off when I speak. I said to myself. So I left West Virginia. I went to the Olympic Committee. I left the Olympic Committee, went to the International Olympic Committee. I left there. I was in Greece. I like Greece, but I figured something out in Greece. I love being American. Their motto was Yankee go home, and while you're at it, take me with you. So I left Athens, Greece, and moved to Pittsburgh to work for the Steelers. I worked for this guy with a big chin. He's spitting in every direction. Bill Power, that's my first guy I'm working for. After him, Satan was kind of easy. I get up in there, he goes, what do you want me to do? He said, you're going to help me select athletes based on attitude. I said, what does that mean? Now, his chin's about out here. He's spitting. Our athletes here don't know the meaning of the word fear. I said, they don't know the meaning of most words. You need to look around you. I had a Steeler look at me and go, Doc, I got a new dog. I said, what did you get? He said, a Labor Day receiver. I'm so happy you invited me. The next thing he said was pretty good. He said, overcoming adversity. All right, let's get after this. Come on, let's go. Let's giddy up now. Come on, let's do this. Ready? I'm going to bring this at you now. I got this stuff just rolls off my tongue. I got this. This thing is one of the things that we start doing after the tornadoes in Tuscaloosa. This stuff comes off our team all the time. I say it every day of my life multiple times. Here comes the first one. Ready? You either live in vision or you live in circumstance. If my plane's canceled, you either live in vision or you live in circumstance. If that market changes on me, you either live in vision or you live in circumstance. If you lose the first one against LSU, you either live in vision or you live in circumstance. When my in-laws walk in, you either live in vision or you live in circumstance. Look, can I ask you to do something? You need to get out of that audience and those people you're with, because you're in an audience with some people that they complain. I got a friend of mine, Lori, she keeps on walking with this woman that thinks it's cute to badmouth her husband. I said, Lori, you keep on walking with that foul-mouthed woman, you're going to leave your husband. Watch this bad boy. You ready for a nugget? If you complain, you remain, and the words out of your mouth are your prison bars holding you back. Ooh, I'm so good today. When I go home, I'm going to buy my CDs. Them bells and everything got me going. It ain't my fault. You got me fired up. You either live in vision or you live in circumstance. Look, you've got to understand that adversity has a very clear purpose. It's not to tame your mind. It's to get you on a vision. As soon as the Israelites got a vision, God in God's dream, God in God's way, they got attacked on every angle. The Amalekites, the parasites, you get on my nervites. If you ain't getting attacked, you ain't moving. If you ain't got some adversity, you ain't moving. Let it come. Come on. That's a sure sign that you're doing something. But when it comes, when you're in bed at night, I'm here to cause you trouble. That's time to say, I either live in vision or you live in circumstance. Phrase from The Sound of Music. Where God closes the door, but we keep staring at the door. We keep cussing the door. What's wrong with that door? The tree will be pruned, and where the tree is pruned, it will bear fruit. And where it bears fruit, it will be pruned, it will bear more fruit. Come on, prune my world. Because I know fruit's coming. I know fruit's coming. You either live in vision or you live in circumstance. Now, if you don't believe what I've told you so far, you're living somebody else's vision. You don't even know. Guy's on a golf course. He looks across the golf course. He says, see that boy over there? That boy over there made his daddy a millionaire. His daddy used to be a billionaire. There's a little town in Alabama called Enterprise. I actually got a picture of someplace from Enterprise in my little room. It's 1910 and they're growing cotton. Can I ask you a question? Are you able to see what most see as a curse? Are you able to see it as a blessing? Well, what they're sitting around cursing, could you see that as your next introduction to your next vision? and the boll weevil wipes them out. They had cotton everywhere in Enterprise, but the boll weevil just shuts them down. Here comes the circumstance, people. This is awful. This is terrible. I can't stand it. Let's go down to the bar and get drunk. We'll call it happy hour. Do I have any vision people in the house? Do I have any people who think, you know what? I know there's something in store for me in the house. Here comes the vision people. There's a brand new crop called the peanut. They plant it. It catches on. They become the richest county in the United States of America from the peanut. Have you planted the peanut lately? Are you sitting around cussing that whole week? Have you found a peanut later? Are you sitting around talking about that pot? Watch this little zinger. Some of you will get it later. Used to bees don't make honey. And there's a caption underneath there that says, "Thank you, Mr. Boll Weevil, for the role you played in our prosperity." I don't believe we would have won the national championship if we didn't have them tornadoes. I didn't believe if we thought it was a setup. I'm not even sure we would have won if we didn't lose that first game, because some people live in circumstance, but we're going to live in vision. It's one or the other. It's one or the other. I'm in college, and my girlfriend runs off with my best friend. Actually, her mother told her to leave me because I wasn't headed anywhere. She went and married a guitar player from a band called Church Street. Have you ever heard of Church Street? Well, of course not. I'm sitting right. She ran off with the fullback, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm kind of thinking about it, and I'm going, man, I don't know what he sees in her. That ain't good. I finally said to me, and it kind of turned my life around, I need to go to a higher level. I need better friends. You might need better friends. My wife's so much better than that. You either live in vision or you live in circumstance. Now, some people aren't going to get this. I don't mean to be rude, but some of y'all want to walk out here talking about that little guy talked funny. I didn't get him. I do this every day. Some people walk on, but I didn't get this. See, there's two groups of people. I divide this room. See, some groups of people say, you know what, I will believe it. Some people say, the minute I start believing it, then. So I get a phone call December 15th last year. Elko, Mike McCarthy, head coach of the Packers. What do you think? He said, man, I just got beat by the Detroit Lions. They knocked my quarterback out and silly. He said, and another thing is, he goes, I got to win the next 3 games without him. I got to, just to get in the playoffs. I got to go ahead and I got to beat the Bears. I got to beat the Patriots, and I got to beat the Giants just to get in the playoffs. I said, okay. He said, and you're going to help me. I said, you should have called the Pope, dog. We got a bad connection. I was with him. You know, I was with him. We had a battle cry. Oh, I was going to get this. We had a battle cry. Did you guys know that Thomas Jefferson took a pair of scissors to his Bible? We had a battle cry. This is a religious story. This is about how some people's minds work. This is about the people who get it and don't get it. He cut out the walking on the water, took the scissors right to it. He cut out the separating of the sea. His mind did not have a common category for possibilities. Our battle cry was, we don't need any scissors. I think anything can happen. I'm here to represent the radicals. I'm here to represent the I think anything can happen. I believe that it is even more real what I can't see as compared to what I'm going to say, and I want you to repeat it after me because I say it all day long. You either live in vision or you live in circumstance. Come on, everybody. You live in vision or you live in circumstance. All right, we're off to the races. We got it. And I just let it come off. When you feel adversity, when you feel that little edge, we either live in vision or we live in circumstance. Keep going. Next one. Since this is about attitude, let's clarify attitude. Attitude's everything. Okay, I like that. Woman comes into the store and says, every time I come into this store, you don't have the book I want. I'm so tired of it. Who does the ordering around here? Young man behind the counter said, what's the book you want, man? She said, I want a book called How to Remain Young and Beautiful. The man behind the counter said, I'll order that book for you right now, and I will mark on there urgent. This hangs in the locker room at Alabama. This hangs in the weight room, right? It says, poor nutrition cannot be undone by overtraining. Poor nutrition cannot be undone by overtraining. Your poor attitude cannot be undone by your mastery of your craft. Your poor attitude cannot be undone by your mastery of real estate. Your poor attitude cannot be undone by the way you walk, got your nails done, looking all good on your giddy up. That's fine, but it can't undo your poor attitude. Because you have to understand, here's the biggest flaw with attitude that people don't understand. There's a big difference between a motivational experience and motivation. There's a big difference between the spiritual experience and spirituality. There's a big difference between all of them. See, when I speak at Alabama, Satan got those cameras in the back of the room. You know why? So when I'm done, I went by his office. I spoke from 7 to 8:20 before the Penn State game last year. I walked in his office at 8:23. He was breaking down the film with me to say 500 times to that team. That's not motivation. That's a little bit deeper. See, the people who make huge money in this field, they're into the motivational experience. They're entertainers. Those are the ones that make the huge money. I climbed up a mountain. A rock fell on my arm. I cut off my own arm. I drank my own pee. You deserve the money. You deserve every penny of that. I'm all for higher fees. There's only so many things I'll do for it. That's not motivation. That's entertainment. That's the next movie of the week. You ready for the second nugget? Attitude is not a gene. Attitude is a muscle. Can I let that marinate for a minute? Attitude's not a gene. You want a good attitude, it's got to be it's got to be part of a workout. I didn't come up in here to say, oh, he's going to inspire us, we're going to go out and win a night. No. It's got to be something you do over and over. I just left Curtis Johnson over there, who's working with him at Tulane, talking to him, how do we come back to what I'm doing? I said, CJ, structure drives function. Think culture over and over and over. You've got to get a workout. You've got to get a workout. You've got to spend some time getting your head before you go into it. I do this all the time. Before I go in somewhere, how am I going to talk to me? I have my workout. I just had a family reunion, played around, looked like the bar scene from Star Wars. But I was ready before I walked in there. Some of those people in there fighting for sport. They'll tell you off because they're not on TV. So I had it ready before I went in. I worked out. Here were the things I was going to say before I went in there. Align expectations with reality. That's the first one. I've got an ant go Charlie Sheen on you in a minute. My father, what I mean by that, my father passed away. And we had a celebration, I'm telling you. We had a fire truck, my dad was a fireman, fire trucks in the procession. Marine, we had a salute. She called me right after. As soon as she read the obituary. I read the obituary. The obituary stunk. A lot of expectation of reality. I knew she was going to call. I turned this all over to you. She called a second time. I saw it at the funerals at 10 o'clock. Move it back to 11. I want to sleep in. Oh, please, I'm giving no. I knew she called us. It was not a surprise. My mom was so disappointed about that over how he chose her to the funeral. But I was ready. I had no workout. She called a third time. I saw where my car is in the funeral procession. Move it up. Boy, it's my last night. We buried my father. Funeral service is incredible. You know, the guns, the salute, everything. We're walking out of the graveyard. My crazy aunt trips on a tombstone. Her wig pops off. She does a triple somersault, flies up in the air. Her tennis shoes are over here. She's screaming, going crazy. I went, God, that was pretty good. I never would have went there. I mean, that was creative. I'm telling you, that was creative. You've got to get ready ahead of time. It has to be a workout. Let me explain what I mean. David Wells is pitching for the Yankees, and someone says, "Hey, Wells, your mother!" He just buried his mother. He's on Mount crying. He comes and he sits down, and Joe Torre sits next to him. And he goes, "I'm not taking you out." I want all of you to hear this. I need everybody to hear this. If you let another man's belligerence sidetrack your goal and your dream, you don't deserve your dream. You don't deserve it. If I could just use my old nasty mouth and be some kind of a cockroach, you don't deserve it. I'm telling you, you don't deserve it. Hey, Nehemiah, this is Tobiah. Come on down off of that wall. He knew that somebody's mouth was not going to get him off that wall because he had a job to do. And I want to tell you something. I'm going to say this again, just so if you forgot earlier. If somebody ain't mouthing you, you ain't moving. You're not moving. Hey, that dog only barks at the moving cars. That dog only barks. You're doing something good, that dog starts barking. And if you don't hear something. So attitude is, look, can you take a couple minutes each morning to just work on you? Can you take a couple more and just meditate and pray for you? And when you pray, quit praying about that problem. Start praying about that solution. Can you take some time to get you ready? He told David Wells, I'm not taking you out of this game. Now I want you to watch what he did. He had a workout. He told that ball, I'm going to throw you all my might and catch his glove and I'll pitch the time. I don't care if they hit you. I don't care what they do. Are you walking in to the world you're in doing it that way? I don't care what happens. It's going to get all of me. I don't care what door slam. I'm going to show I got faith.